Welcome everybody to North of Falcon 1. I'm going to go through a couple public meeting guidelines and etiquettes real quick before we get started, just as a reminder, everybody. Upon joining the virtual meeting, your microphone will be muted automatically. In case of any technical issues during the meeting, notify us in the chat, and we will help you. The chat will only be monitored for technical assistance. Public comments are welcome and will be rotated between in-person and virtual attendees. To ask a question or make a comment, please use your device's raise hand feature. If on a phone, dial *9 on Zoom. If using a computer, click the hand reactions icon at the bottom of your screen. And if in person, please raise your hand. During the comment period, the host will enable you to unmute yourself. You can then unmute yourself by pressing the mute button on your device or dialing *6 on your phone. Keep discussions focused on the agenda items and questions at hand. Offensive, disrespectful, or derogatory language, including profanity, personal attacks, threats, or insults towards individuals, governments, or organizations is strictly prohibited. Assume positive intentions from those speaking and listen respectfully. To ensure a balanced discussion, limit your comments to 2 minutes with one clarifying follow-up question. Provide constructive feedback regarding the fisheries in which you participate. Remember that most compelling comments are those that pertain to the topics under discussion. WDFW staff may close public comments to stay on schedule with the agenda or provide others who still need to comment with an opportunity to speak. Hybrid meetings will be recorded and posted online. If you have any further questions or comments, please submit them in written format on our public comment webpage. Okay, next slide, please. Again, welcome to our North of Falcon number 1, our preliminary modeling 2026. Next slide, please. Apologize again for those online. We're still having trouble with the slides updating here. Bear with us 1 second, please. In the sake of time, should I continue? And then we'll just try to get our technical difficulties worked out during the presentation. So a brief agenda for those. We're going to have welcome and introductions, overview of the North of Falcon process, review of our 2026 forecasts, management objectives, and stocks of concern, PFMC non-treaty ocean options. We'll see our preliminary modeling results from those. Remaining meeting schedule and Puget Sound recreational commercial breakouts will follow this meeting. So what is North of Falcon? North of Falcon is the annual cooperative process to set salmon season in Washington waters. The name refers to waters north of Oregon's Cape Falcon, which marks the southern border of Washington's management of salmon stocks. One component of a larger salmon setting process that also involves the state, tribal governments, federal regulators, and other U.S. states, as well as Canada. When we think about what guides North of Falcon, fisheries managers must weigh many factors when developing salmon seasons, including the Endangered Species Act constraints, Fish and Wildlife Commission policy, Pacific Salmon Treaty obligations, tribal co-management. Washington's treaty tribes manage their own fisheries, sharing data and splitting harvest with the state, and extensive monitoring and evaluation of fisheries statewide. So maybe I'll pause here, as this was some very high-level review stuff. Would we want to wait 5 minutes till we have the presentation material so that people can see on the screen? Would that be preferred? Yeah, so how about we'll pause for 5 minutes? Mike, are you able to change slides? Could you go down the next one, please? Okay, thank you. I think we might be ready. Mike, could you go to slide 6, please? Thank you. Everybody online in person, I think we've got it figured out. So we're gonna start right now if everybody's ready to go. Thanks everybody for your patience. Again, we're here today at North of Falcon 1, looking at our North of Falcon timeline. We just completed PFMC 1 and now have 3 ocean options identified. Today and through the next few weeks, we have a number of public meetings regarding ocean, coastal, Columbia River, and Puget Sound fishing season discussions. Starting today and through April, we'll begin to draft fishing packages and look at a number of different options for the 2026 season. Just a reminder of the conservation and legal frameworks we work through over the next few weeks as well, including US v. Washington, US v. Oregon, Magnuson-Stevens Act, Endangered Species Act, and various other state laws, and the Pacific Salmon Treaty. Next slide, please. Okay, main highlight here, April PFMC2 will work with the final ocean option and then finalize the Puget Sound fishing seasons. From there, that will go to NIMS, National Marine Fisheries, NOAA for approval, where the co-managers submit the list of agreed to fisheries for review and approval. And then following that will be hear public comments under the Administrative and Procedure Act process. And then our director will adopt those state fishing regulations for the 2026 season. Next slide, please. Do a quick 2026 forecast recap, looking at Puget Sound Chinook. Overall total Chinook up 40% from the 10-year average and up 15% from last year's forecast. Natural stocks down 35%, hatchery stocks up 60% from recent 10-year average. Moving to coastal Chinook, natural stocks down 7% and hatchery stocks down 11% from the recent 10-year average. Natural stocks down 2% and hatchery stocks down 20% from 2025 forecast. Looking at Columbia River Chinook, forecasts for spring Chinook are similar to 2025 and summer Chinook are less than 2025 actual returns. Lower River Hatchery and Lower River Wild Stocks are similar relative to last year's forecast. Bonneville Pool Hatchery forecast is similar to last year's forecast as well. Moving to Puget Sound Coho, overall total coho up 22% from last year's forecast. Natural stocks up 55%, and hatchery stocks up 45% from the 10-year average. Coastal coho, natural stocks up 25%, hatchery stocks up 76% from 10-year average. Natural stocks up 11%, and hatchery stocks up 9% from last year's forecast. Lastly, Columbia River coho, the Columbia River early and late coho are both down relative to 2025 returns. Next slide, please. Looking at Puget Sound chum, natural stocks are up 17%, hatchery stocks are down 20% from 10-year average. Puget Sound Falls chum total just over 1.1 million. Coastal chum, Willapa up 35%, and Grays Harbor is up 31% from the 10-year average. Next slide, please. Continuing on with our recap, Baker Lake sockeye forecast is up 67% from the 10-year average at roughly 70,000. Lake Washington sockeye forecast is down 20% from the 10-year average, approximately 33,000. Columbia River sockeye, the Wenatchee is up 10% from the 10-year average. Okanagan is down 19% from recent 10-year average. Total Columbia River forecast is approximately 275,000. Next slide, please. Looking now at our proposed non-treaty ocean options for 2026. Alternative 1, the high, alternative 2, medium, alternative 3, the low. I think the main message here is Chinook high is lower than it was last year in 2025. The mid option is the same, and it is high in the lower option. Moving to coho, looking at the coho high and mid are higher than they were 2025, and the low is the same at 90,000. Well, next slide, please. And this is just a recap of our preliminary ocean modeling with the various management criteria. And for highlight is the mid-ocean option for Chinook and coho. Couple stocks to highlight here would be the Columbia River Lower River Tules. Is slightly over the ER at this point. We'll still need some shaping to do. Ocean is similar overall to what it was last year. Stocks that drive the ocean fisheries. Chinook is a little worse. Coho is a little bit better overall. This modeling does not include any Canadian inputs and still some shaping to do, like I said, on the Tules and the Puget Sound sharing. Next slide, please. And now I'll turn it over to Christina to walk through our Puget Sound stuff. Thank you.
Thanks, Jake. So I'm going to walk through the current Puget Sound Chinook model. This compares our guidance from NIMS and the RMP exploitation rate limits to the mid option that we're looking at for this 2026 season. And you'll notice here the Snohomish River is bolded and underlined coming through this first model run, again, with just using the abundance from 2026, but no northern fisheries loaded and no Puget Sound fisheries loaded. We're looking to be above that ER for Snohomish at this time. Next slide, please. This is walking through our coho objectives. Again, this is looking at the Ocean Age 3 forecast for 2026, and then the assigned status for 2026, and our total ER ceiling associated with that. You'll notice that most stocks are looking relatively good compared to last season. And again, Hood Canal is just above critical, but it is in low again this season. And then Thompson, we don't have a change for that this season as of yet. Next slide, please. Oh, okay. Okay, so moving forward, this is the coho management objectives, 2026 abundance with the 2025 inside fisheries, as we mentioned. You can see these are the high, mid, and low options, and this is for all the stocks within Puget Sound for coho. Currently, again, with Thompson, we're looking like we have a little bit of space, and the rest of the stocks, looking at the mid option, we look like we're in pretty good shape coming out of this first run, but again, we don't have anything added for Northern or for Puget Sound. Next slide, please. This is just a recap of the schedule. So today we're at North of Falcon 1. We'll be March 23rd. There'll be a public hearing at Westport. On the 24th of March, we'll have our evening Puget Sound freshwater meeting. The 26th will be the evening meeting for Hood Canal and the Strait of Juan de Fuca recreational fisheries. We'll be back in Linwood on March 31st for North of Falcon 2. And we'll be talking largely about the statewide proposals. April 2nd, there'll be a Buoy 10 and Columbia River meeting in Pasco. And then folks will be back in Portland on April 7th for the Pacific Fishery Management Council 2. And we intend to have our morning briefings again during that meeting. And if folks want more information, that's the link to the website. This is just a list of the breakout rooms. So if you're going to do Puget Sound recreational, you'll stay here in this auditorium. If you're going to do the commercial breakout room, we ask that folks gather near the back of the room or the lobby to be escorted over to 175, which is in the natural resource building room. And how long is the little break? Yeah. Okay, so plan to reconvene in about 15 minutes for the breakouts. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, sorry, were there any questions relative to the couple slides we showed here? I think most of our Q&A is going to happen in our breakout rooms where we'll get more specific about proposals and identifying that, but just wanted to open up if there were a couple questions related to some of the larger material we saw here. So looks like we'll get a microphone down here to the front. 1 second, please. I think it's tough for the people online to hear you, so we'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, I just would like to get a copy of these. Is this going to be posted? I mean, there's a lot of stuff to cover, and I'm an old guy, and I don't retain all that stuff that quick. So I would like to be able to see those numbers again, and are they going to be posted?
Yes, all of this material is posted online. I get a thumbs up in the back. Yep, all the material is online. If you have any trouble accessing online, reach out to us and we'll make sure you get it.
Okay, and we have a hand online from Kurt. Kurt, go ahead. Oh, you unmuted and remuted. You might need to unmute yourself. I just prompted you again.
There we go. Just a background comment. You know, next week will be the 27th anniversary of the listing of Puget Sound Chinook, which means we've been busy trying to recover the Puget Sound Chinook for more than 25 years. We've been busy restoring estuaries, putting engineered log jams in rivers, planting trees, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yet we just heard the reward for that is we have 35% less natural Chinooks than we had pre-listing. It appears to me something's gone basically wrong. I think that would be a wonderful Zoom meeting to address in and of itself. Just a comment that we should be in a lot better place than we are right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Kurt. I think we had a hand in here.
I just noticed,
So there was an initial meeting this week, I believe, on Monday. And so hoping when we leave here today, we'll take additional proposals that we hear, look to put those in the models. And I believe the Canadian inputs will hopefully get put in for those as well. So the next model run we have will have both the inside fisheries and Canadian inputs.
so, if Washington fishermen, specifically the Rex and some of the commercial guys, are impacted by Thompson River. So I think, at least by, the Linwood meeting, I think we know. And we need to know what the spawning escapement was on the Thompson, okay? And some of the people I talked to across the line, I'm about 10 minutes from Fraser River. And what I hear there from the commercial guys is that there was quite a bit of coho that spawned in the interior. So we need more information on going on 26 years. So we need some clear answers from Canada. Thank you.
Thanks, Shannon. So if we're good there, we're going to take a 20-minute break. So we'll try to start back up here. We'll say 10 after 10 if that works for people to get moved over. Again, if you're headed to the commercial room, maybe some of our commercial staff can wave your hand in the back. Follow those people over to room 175 at the Natural Resources Building. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you here shortly.